Balancing projects is critical for running a successful freelance business because you're running a tight line between overworking yourself and not being able to handle too much project and not having enough project, which means you have downtime. Maybe you're not working enough, maybe you're not making enough money, and so you don't know what to do with yourself. So balancing it correctly is tough. I'm going to tell you what I do to balance it, how I work on a quarterly, weekly, and daily base to balance my project. But first of all, I want to be honest and say that I'm talking about this today because I asked a question on my Instagram saying, hey guys, what do you want me to talk about? And somebody mentioned balancing project. And this is like the worst day for me to talk about because I'm crushing under the stress of trying to do too many things and trying to balance too many things. So right now I'm working on 5 projects. I have 3 clients that I'm working on, plus I have Prospero going on, plus I have the Webflow masterclass that I'll be launching soon. So that's 5 projects that I have to be focused on and put my attention in. And honestly, for me, 5 clients, 5 projects to focus on is too much. My ideal would probably be 3 projects that I can really focus on, and I'll enjoy the versatility of doing too many things. Doing versatile things. But 5 for me, it's like I'm cracking. And today was like, jumping from one thing to another. That's not ideal for me. Now that I know myself, I have to plan for, my next quarter to be working mainly on 3 projects. So that's a note for me. But here's how I deal with it. So first of all, it's on a quarterly base. So I'm thinking about the next 3 months and thinking, what project am I going to work on? Which project that I'm working on right now are going to end or finish? Do I have to bring in a new client? Am I going to have a gap? So I think about the next 3 months. And then I create some kind of a Gantt. I use this spreadsheet, so you can see an example of a spreadsheet. I divide it by weeks, and then I say for each project, what do I think or what key milestones am I going to have? So maybe here I'm going to have a presentation, and here I'm going to deliver something. And so I write the key milestones here per week, and I can also see that this project is going to end around here, and this one is going to end around here. And so I can get a sense of how the quarter is going to look like. Now, this helps me when I do my weekly planning. When I start my week, actually at the end of every weekend, before the week starts, I do my weekly planning. And then I get the planning started by saying what has to happen this week. Now I take a look at the Gantt. I know that this milestone is coming up and I have to do this and this. So I write kind of a top level missions for that specific week. This week, client A has to have this, client B has to have this, and client C has to have this. So this is like the weekly overview of how I would plan my week. Now, when I take this and try to plan each day, then I know that I can't really focus and get major outcomes for more than one project on a specific day. That's because to make major progress on a project, you must have kind of a deep work session. And deep work session might be like 3-4 hours of only focusing on that, not jumping between multiple things. Now, some project might require deep work session where you have to design or you have to solve a complicated project. Some projects are in a state that you only need to do kind of communication or emailing and stuff like that. So what I try to do, and the reason that I can have only one deep work session per day is because I use my mornings as deep work sessions, then the afternoon is meetings, emails, all that type of thing. So I can't do 2 per day. That's like too much for me. And so I know that only one will happen, and that's going to be dedicated only to one project. And the rest of the day might be small tasks related to other project or the same project. But basically, I know that every day has one major outcome that's related to one single project. Now imagine that there's 5 days per week and I have now 5 projects. That's really tough. That's like 1 day per project per week. That's not a lot. That's stressful. That's why I'm like jumping between multiple things. But hopefully that's going to conclude soon. I'll be back to my normal 3 projects, focus, and executing on things. So this is basically how I think. I start from the long term, and then I chop it down until I get back into my daily planning. And then in the morning of every day, I make a list of every hour of the day. Right now, I'm actually moving that to my calendar. So my calendar is actually, it's now fully blocked, 1 per hour, what I'll be doing every hour so that I can, focus, make sure that everybody gets enough attention and the major goals are achieved at the end of every week. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Listen, check out my Instagram. There's a lot going on there. I'm putting a lot more effort on my stories. It's a great platform to engage. So follow me there and we can interact and get some more stuff happening over there. Have a super day. I'll catch you tomorrow.